This is a video that's going to describe what's new in the latest version of our software. The first thing that's new is the new FX trade signals that show up as circles and triangles on your chart. The circles are counter trend trades and triangles are trend trades. And obviously you're going to want to watch our classes over time on how to use these and trade with them. But basically they are range bar patterns that you want to decide to take or not take depending on where the signal shows up and where the next support resistance is. The euro has a very weak weekly and monthly trend, and so when it's above the upper containment band especially, you're looking for some counter trend trades. And you can see those counter trend trades led to the big move today. If you're trading with the trend, it's best to find signals where the daily, weekly, monthly, and real-time trend is up. Here's another example of these, and because the daily, weekly, monthly trend is down, even though this one tried to go up today, you got a bunch of counter trend signals that led to the major move, which was to the downside. Here's the dollar Swiss. Clearly, the majority of the time frame trends are up, and so when you see signals, especially when they're near the middle of the range, especially when there's a lot of room to travel. In other words, here's the previous day's high, which is a likely resistance area, sell area. If you get a buy signal down here or here, and it's got 10, 15, 20, or 30 pips to run before it gets to an area where there's likely to be some selling, that's a much better trade than a buy signal that's at or above, or near the upper containment bands where you might only have 5 or 10 pips before it's, most of the time it reverses at these upper containment bands. This is a euro dollar yesterday. Clearly, again, the daily, weekly, monthly trend were down. If you get into some trades or you wait for a trailing stop to enter, which can avoid a lot of unnecessary losses, you can see that I found a trade there. This one went down, this one went down. And once the market gets down underneath the lower band, usually it's going to have a two-wave Elliott pullback before it reverses. So if you wait for these fib targets to look for some entries, you might have had a small loss here. You're short, you made 15 or 20 pips. And especially when it's at near the upper band, these are just kind of trade suggestions. But especially if it's above the upper band and the longer term weekly, monthly trend is down, these are pretty high probability places to look for counter trend trades, and you can see a lot of pips to the downside because you're trading with the direction of the trend. To add this to your chart, you just right click on the chart settings, go to add script, and then look for FX trade signals. Right here, and just add script. And this tool works on pass bars and it also works on live bars. And this is the first draft of this tool. There's a lot of signals that are being shown up. Eventually I'm going to have some options that allow you to only show the choicest trades, and at some point I'm going to use the real-time trend. Once you load it to your chart, it will add all the signals in the past, but going forward it's going to use the real-time momentum to decide whether it's worth the trade or not. But for now, just a little bit of common sense. Use the currency meter to find the strongest ones to buy, the weakest ones to sell. Take trades if the next area of resistance or support is far enough away to justify it. In other words, this sell signal right here is right at the previous day's low. You might wait for it to really break down underneath it before you go short. The containment band is your next profit target at 27. If you're short right here at 45, you have a good chance to make 16, 17 pips, which it did. However, if you got a sell signal right down here and it's only 8 pips away from the next support area of weekly S2, you might decide to pass on the trade. So, these are all chart-based patterns. Use the real-time trend strength. This one went down with a lot of weakness. All the time frames are down. This little up move right here had almost no strength. And so this signal is a little bit premature, but as soon as it failed to go up, and anytime you get a lot of weakness on the way down, very little strength on the way up, that's a trade that's likely to work. I would prefer this trade if it had been closer to the hourly moving average. Then you have 15 pips to 30 pips likely profit, and it makes it worth the risk. It also makes it worth possibly trading bigger lot sizes on. So if the trade works, you have a much bigger profit than what you normally do. And so that's how to get these signals on your chart. The second new feature, and maybe even the most radical and best feature of our software, is the ability to showcase the currencies in any order you want. Now, there's a new option. When you right-click on a chart, you have Set Chart group option, A, B, C, D. And if this chart has the color green, or red in this case, as I move this, you'll see what's underneath it, a blank chart that we have also set to A, and the set hot list rank option is to 1. And what that means is, if this is red and the chart was red, as you can see, and you have a quote sheet or a hot list that's also red, it's going to put whatever symbol is on the number 1 position in here. It's going to put the number 2 position in here if you set this one to hot list rank option 2. So as I sort this, let me move this over so I can grab the edge. Now you can see the euro, then the CAD, then the Swiss, and so it automatically shows the currency meter in the right order. To add this to your existing workspace, just click Load, go to Chart Examples, and you want to find FX Build a Trend Currency Meter. You want to uncheck this right here. Otherwise, if you're loading this onto an existing workspace, it's going to get rid of what you had. And don't touch any of these layers. Use this right here. The main blank charts, the black ones, are going to be put onto layer 10. And the charts that we're moving onto it, I'm going to put on layer 20. And so when the layer has to be off for the hidden charts to show up here. As soon as I click 20 here, they'll disappear and you can see all the black charts. These automatically resize themselves to fit into the width and dimensions of your blank charts there. When it's visible, the button's down. I put these on layer 20. On the sample workspace I'm going to give you, these black placeholder charts are going to be on layer 10, and these will be on layer 20. As soon as I hide layer 20, they snap back to where they were. And you can see the euro is now filling up this entire space, even though it's saved on layer 20 as a tiny little chart. That's how this works. I'm going to have further documentation, but you're best off just hitting the load button, go to chart examples, find this FX Build a Trend, uncheck this where it says clear current workspace before loading, and hit open. And it will put these blank charts on layer 10. It will put the original ones on layer 20, and then this will be on layer 10 as well. And you can again move this wherever you want. If you want to right click on it, you can set it to a different layer anywhere you want. And this allows you to sort the currencies in any order you want and have them show up. You can add other fields to this. However you sort it is how it shows up. The strongest is actually, as you just saw, I just sorted it. It didn't work because layer 20 is still visible. I have to make layer 20 invisible before they snap back to the original place. That way and you can you can have all of your charts that you want to be moved elsewhere on your workspace really tiny. See everything on one monitor if you want to, because it doesn't matter. They'll be moved and resized properly once you uncheck this box. Watch what happens. Boom, they snap right back. Instantaneous. The reason we did this is a lot of our tools, the range charts, tick charts, the currency meter that uses live-only data. In the past, we had the ability to link quote sheets and hot lists to charts, but if you did it on any kind of a tick chart or live-only chart, you would lose all the signals and it would re-download the data every time this resorted. Now, you can also right-click on here and have it auto-sort every 10 seconds, 15, 30, minute, 2 minute, and 5 minute. And it's just instantaneous because it's actually just moving a chart from layer 20 and that's hidden to layer 10 that's visible and putting them in the order of the quote sheet or hot list. So those are the 2 new features. I think it'll radically improve your trading. Not only can you do this with the hot list of the currency meter, you can also do it with your individual currencies. For example, I will be showing next week how you can set up a workspace, have a quote sheet or hot list with your favorite currencies, sort it from strongest to weakest, and let's say there's 8 currencies. You can show the 4 strongest ones on one monitor and you can show the 4 weakest ones on your weak monitor. And that way you're looking for the signals to buy on the strongest ones, you're looking for sell signals on the weakest ones, and you take the ones that make the most sense as far as a risk versus reward ratio. If you see 3 trades at once and one of them has a support area that's 30 pips down, the other 2 there's only 10 pips to go before it's likely to stall, you take the one with the 30. I mean, this is as simple as I can possibly make trading for new traders that don't really know anything.